Hello YouTube, I have another mail call. This one is from Norway. I've actually bought from this coin shop before. I'll put a link to that video up above. Once again, love the stamps. So there should be 3 coins and 2 banknotes in here. So let's open it up and take a look. They certainly package really, really well. Okay. Alright, I'm guessing the banknotes are in here. Oh, okay. And definitely these are the coins. Let's start with, this one first. Oh, alright, upside down. So, this is a 100 Kronar. This is from Denmark. So there you can see the Queen Margrethe II. She's been on the throne since the 1970s, if I remember correctly. So there she is. The heart, that mark means that it was minted at the Copenhagen Mint. So this was in 2007, and it was for the International Polar Year. So it's a commemorative for it. 100 Kroner, the polar bear. Denmark still controls Greenland, so I think that this maybe is partially inspired by Greenland, the image here. The mintage was, well, I've seen a few different numbers when I was researching it online. Oh, here you can see at the top, International Polar Year, 2007 to 2008. Although for some reason they put 2009, which I'm not sure why they did that. Anyways, the mintage, I've seen a few different numbers. The highest was 50,000, so that's what I'll go with. I think that they might have broken them up into different sets, and that some of the sets were only 15,000 out of those 50,000. I'm not quite sure why I keep seeing different numbers. I've seen 50,000, I've seen 15,000. They also made, if you want something quite a bit cheaper, they made a 10 kronar in aluminum bronze. So this coin here is 1 ounce, so 31.1 grams of 0.999 silver. I don't think it actually says that anywhere. Yeah, it doesn't actually say it's silver anywhere. If you look at the side, it's smooth. So I personally like this. That was a big reason I got this, was I like the design. There's quite a few coins that I see and I'm like, oh, I like the design of polar bears. I guess I'm partial to animal designs. So our next coin is for the Dutch royal wedding. This was back in 2002. So let's take a look at it. On this side, we have Queen Beatrice. She was the queen at the time. Queen Beatrice... Beatrice, Queen of the Netherlands. It's kind of a cool, like, not as high relief. It's sort of faded into the background, but it actually looks really cool when you turn it a little bit. Now, weird thing about this coin is, most coins you can either go like this or like this. So it's actually at a 90-degree angle, which is a little different. So this is for the royal wedding. So this would be between Willem-Alexander, so Queen Beatrice's son. He is now the king, actually. And his wife, Máxima, right? Máxima, sorry. Máxima. So she's now the queen. So king, the queen, this is the royal wedding. This is 92.5% silver, so sterling. And so it would be 16.46 grams of silver. It's highly reflective. It's actually really cool. I love that. So they made 1 million of these, but they only made 80,000 in proof. It's kind of a fun little coin. Our last coin is from Portugal. So you can see Republic of Portugal. There's the Portuguese crest. 500 Escudos. That was the currency used in Portugal before they switched to the euro. In fact, you can see right here, 2001. This was the last year before the euro was issued. Porto, capital of European culture. So this was they made two sets. They made a commemorative, a circulating commemorative, which was 50% silver, which was actually quite late to be issuing circulating silver, which makes me think that they didn't actually circulate. And then the other one, which was proof and is sterling, so 92.5%. That one definitely not circulating. So this is just a kind of cool little coin from Portugal. I really like how they did the zeros, the 2001. My complaint is for the subject, the cultural capital of Europe. It's really abstract with just a bunch of lines and stuff. It's a neat coin, but I'm not, I don't know, I feel like they could have picked something else to represent Portuguese culture. So let's take a look at the two banknotes. So they're actually both from the same country. They're actually pretty similar. So let's look at this one first. So this is a 10 million Zimbabwe dollars bearer check. So what this means is, well, it could be thought of as temporary money, is that you can bring this on or before the 30th of June in 2008 to the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe and get the money. These are sometimes used by governments when they don't actually have the money or when the inflation gets out of control. Now, Zimbabwe is pretty famous for having some huge denomination notes. Those actually came later. So this was the 2008. This was the second dollar. Countries do this a lot when they get into hyperinflations. They end up reissuing their currency. I talked a bit about this with North Korea. I'll link the video up above. So here we are. We have on one side the rocks that appear on most other issues of Zimbabwe money. And then here we have a dam, the Karbai Dam. It crosses the Zambezi River. And then a tigerfish, maybe? Maybe that's a tigerfish. So they ended up issuing these. Now, at the beginning of 2008, when they first issued the second dollar, this was the largest denomination. Oh, that's cool. You can see the fish right there. This was the largest denomination at first. However, inflation continued and it got worse. So then they started issuing larger than 10 million. All the way up to $500 million. So this one had to be redeemed before the 31st of 2008. Same thing, payer and demand, blah, 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 blah. It's a bearer check, technically. $500 billion. In fact, they used pretty much exactly the same design as the 10 million. Basically, inflation was still continuing to go out of control, so this was no longer it was no longer that big an amount of money, so they ended up issuing larger amounts of money. This happens very often when hyperinflation. You just keep issuing larger and larger denominations. And then this eventually led to the third Zimbabwe dollar, which is what most people outside of Zimbabwe would be familiar with, because that's the one with the ridiculous, trillion and larger denominations. Some of those are quite valuable as collectibles. These bearer checks, they're pretty common. You can find them almost anywhere. They're just kind of a fun, interesting note where you can see the effect of hyperinflation on the economy. I hope you enjoyed this video. We had a 1 troy ounce coin from Denmark commemorating the International Polar Year. We had a commemorative from Portugal, the capital of European culture, on the last year before they switched to the euro. We had a relatively interesting royal wedding coin from the Netherlands that, it just isn't aligned like most coins. I guess that's the best way to put it. And also 2 bearer checks from Zimbabwe from the second dollar, one for 10 million, and then after inflation continued, they reused the design for the 500 million. So if you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed, I hope I've earned your subscription. of hope I earned your like. And if you could now go into the comment section and tell me which one of these coins or banknotes you like the most or find the most interesting, and I will see you in the next one.